Hey, good evening, everyone. Very welcome to another day of business analysis and Scrum. So we are in day 3 of business analyst track because we have covered 2 days of business analysis study in last starting day, last practice day. Consider at this training itself as a project. Together, we as a team are working in one direction towards gate placed. That's our aim. That requires to be protected continuously because every single time we are thinking of only one goal, and that is to get place. So how do we protect that? Just now I said that it requires to be protected. I hope everyone you remember this. Together we have created this code of honor, which we also call it as core value. This is a science on which it has been created. In the similar manner, the company creates their own values and principles. So we are going to study our own core values towards one aim towards getting placed. Okay, the number one is very important, is of showing up live. Like you have been showing up live and being on time, being punctual, highly committed. While you are practicing this, you are preparing yourself. Once you get placed and you need to attend any meeting, you have already practiced to being on time, being punctual, and being highly committed. So why this preparation is now to do? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. That's the universal law. Number two is you have started towards getting placed by using 6 pillars, or by following 6 pillars of Guru schools, where the very first pillar is instructor led free training. You are part of that because you are learning. You need to be a student, and not only a student but a full stack student. How you are going to be that? You need to do all the assignments what are given to you, and on time, do self research, and repeat what you have learned. If you are not following it, you are not becoming a full stack student, and thereby you are not following the first pillar itself, which is preparing you to be in the second, third, and some subsequent pillar of Guru schools. Then comes to the third code of honor, is taking full responsibility. The moment you start being the full stack student, you are following all the necessary action item given to you. You are tending towards success. If you are not following that you are supposed to do, it means you are not means succeeding. So then where you are going, you are automatically dragging yourself purposefully towards the failure. But if you know that where you are dragging yourself, and you admit that, you accept that, it means you have taken the responsibility of failure, which by accepting you say that I need to correct it, and then again this failure becomes the trail for the success. The fourth one is having the mindset. The only this attitude leads you towards the positive mindset, and thereby you dwell back in the learning, and you continue to learn, and that develops the learning mindset. While you do follow these all, because now you have gone complaint free, and that is the time when you need to load yourself with the gratitude. That is the another push towards the next move towards getting placed, and that's the reason you need to follow this. The fifth one is to start these all, you need to start your receptivity every single day. How do you do that? To increase that receptivity, you have been given audio to listen every single day of Stranger's Secret. Listen to that. If you don't have that audio, ask me and start listening to it for next 90 days. I myself follow every single day, and that is the yardstick that defines how committed, how positive are you. And the second one is golden quadrant of learning. So any learning you are starting, how you are going to start? You are going to start with the declaration, and then you draw. Like you have been seeing that people out here are posting their drawing, and they also summarize it and they post it. Why you need to summarize? There are two reasons. When you declare, learn, draw, summarize, your retention power of memory goes higher. That is number one. That strengthen your preparation towards cracking the interview. And second, the summary, when you push as a part of video, that is sometime also gets visible by the recruiter, thereby you come into the limelight, and you may become the picky point, and you might be picked up for the interview for the company itself. So always remember how crucial it is to declare, learn, draw, and summarize. That completes the circuit of you getting placed, not from us but from your end as well. So are you all ready to declare? Because we are getting into learning, we need to start with the declaration. That's the first step towards declaring.
Yes.
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 Awesome.
Yes.
So the selected, just give me a second. The selected item, you need to start with anchor. What is that anchor? So at the count of three, yeah, at the count of three, you will give a self high five, that is a clap, and then you will repeat after me what is selected over here that you can see on the screen. So at the count of three, we are going to clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap. I am a quick learner. What others can master,
You can do that because I'm
I
a
too
lifelong learner.
can
Today's
do that.
learning is going
And
to be
now,
super duper
and
easy for
now,
me.
and now,
I too can do that.
yes. And now you are once again going to clap. And at the count of three, you will clap. And now you will repeat this after me, which is selected one on the screen. 1, 2, 3, and go. Because I am an awesome learner, today's learning is going to be super
Easy for me.
awesome. Yes, it is going to be super duper easy for you, like all others lectures have been. So when you have declared and you are getting ready to get into learning mode, remember, while you are learning, develop the giving attitude, because when you start giving away on the path of learning, and you develop this habit that keeps you spiritually grounded, and you come up with the receiving more knowledge, and not with the attitude that you need not to practice and you need not to learn. But along with that, one more important thing is that on this path, develop an intent of charity, because the ultimate goal is that once we get placed, we need to also increase our earning capacity. And how you can do that, it is advised that when what goes around comes around, so develop the intent of giving away. And when you give away, it is said that when you give, you grow, and when you receive, you may survive. So at least when you declare inside your mind and start following that, giving away to the society, at least 5% or 10% of you earn, that grows manifold in your life. But don't start giving away with the intent of growing only, but start giving away to inspire others as well. And continue to appreciate what you are doing, what others are doing for you. And even something doesn't happen to you, appreciate that, because what you appreciate, that appreciates you. So are we agreeing to this 6 code of honor to follow on this path? Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is that, because we have just now declared, so we are getting into a learning, and we are starting up with this of another day of business analysis and Scrum. What are this? So last time, who remembers that? What did we do? Anyone remember?
Yeah.
DDDM.
Business analysis.
Exactly, business analysis. And who said DDDM?
Yes, I said.
Yeah, Mike. So can you quickly tell me what is the step of DDDM?
Data-driven decision-making framework.
Yes.
And there are like 5 steps.
Yes.
First one is the problem. Then second is analysis. Third is develop. Fourth is testing. And the fifth one is review.
Awesome. Brilliant. Brilliant. Can we have a round of applause for Mike for remembering this and sharing with us all? Thank you so much, because that is expected from all of us. Yeah. So you should remember like this.
Requirement gathering process.
Yes, we also learned the requirement gathering process. Do you remember how do we do that? Because we had defined defined this as well. The process, the steps of RG process, requirement gathering process.
So
The first
number
one is
one is taking
make
notes.
the, I mean, take the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make the creative
Mm-hmm.
and make the annotation, write them in requirement
Documents
documents.
in any template, whatever we use.
Mm-hmm.
Then discussion with our team members, developers, like mean
Mhm.
the internal review.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The fifth one is review with the stakeholders. That means it should be the vendors, customer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is that it? Is that's
Yeah,
what
that
the
is the requirement process, requirement
okay.
gathering process. Those
Awesome.
5 steps involved.
Okay, awesome, Radha. And who were
Thank
trying
you.
to tell? Was it Suchana? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let's have a round of applause for both of them for remembering this and sharing with us. Thank you so much. So yes, you were right, and I'm really happy that you guys remember this. So thank you so much for sharing. So what we are getting into now, we are getting into learning. Last time we discussed about it. That's business analytics with Excel. So we should be knowing more in detail about business analysis versus business analytics. So any guesses what is this business analysis and business analytics? How does it differ?
Business analytics is the study of data and
Mm-hmm. Yes.
analysis is gathering the um, like the functions and uh, like
I mean, analysis means
values to
we
the
can say is how we do the process to the analysis. Can we say like that?
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yes, that's
yeah,
good attempt.
like we have
Radha.
to pull the data, analyze and report the
Yeah, the
data.
procedure how we do it.
Yes, Radha.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe.
Suchana. Well attempted. Yes, yes, yes. Anyone else who want to try this? That what do you think could be the core difference between analysis and analytics? Anyone? It could be Benson, Mike, Archita.
The business analytics would be uh, something that's already like maybe proven already, like a proven track record or data maybe.
Okay. And business analysis?
Analysis is like we said last time, requirements gathering.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mike, for sharing. Who else want to try? Nadeem, Benson? Anyone of you?
Not right now.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for sharing and not sharing. So yes, uh, yes, everyone was right. Whoever shared so far is right that analytics is nothing but the study of data. Okay, and analysis is a study of functions and performance in nutshell. Okay, so here on the screen, what you see a slide which talks about business analysis versus business analytics. So it says that the focus of business analytics is data and reporting and analyzing past business performance and predicting future business performance based on that data. The focus of business analysis is function and processes, yes, and identifying business needs and recommending the solution accordingly. So remember, the moment need is there, job is there, and the job is there, then you are getting billed. Okay, so ultimately you have to be billed, and the getting billed should be continued. Okay, because then there is a importance of you getting into the position of business analyst uh, in the company for which you are working. And when these all things are there, then you need not to forget your importance of continue to identifying the changes and continue to recommend the solution based on those changes, so that it will be ready to get incorporated. And for this readiness, you need to showcase this. How you can showcase that? By incorporating this into the potential requirement. Are we with together? Yes, everyone is there.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes.
Let's get into more detail of it. While we have just now understood about business analysis and analytics, a slight variation and difference into it. So we are here getting into detail of business analytics with Excel. I'm sure that all of us have worked into Excel, but
Yes.
Excel's use is not only to maintain the data, but to maintain that data, use various formula. Remember, any formula in a cell start with equal to symbol. I believe everyone might know. Okay, the basic formula we all should know, that is about sum and all. So do we know how to start sum and all? So there are few icons. Based on that, you can get into summation and all. So those are easy. Excuse me. So how those are easy? You will find sigma button in the toolbar and all. So you can select some cells, and when you click the sigma button, that is nothing but the summation icon. So you will get the result of the complete calculation of those cells which are selected. So I hope at least this much of calculation you might have done. That is, I am assuming, in Excel. Have you done any kind of Excel so far?
Yes.
Yes, a little bit.
Awesome.
Long time ago, nothing
Long term.
recently.
Yeah, so no problem. So we know that we can do the calculation. So you can now, just to make it more freshen up, you can do plus minus. So that gives you more, confidence. Okay, it's not very far. So we can do at any time. So understand, this is very important formula, that is concatenate. So concatenate is that, say for example, we have our data coming from two different areas. Okay, two different areas, and that we are getting in, say for example, somewhere else the output is coming, that is the first name, and we are also getting the last name. So we need to combine it together and publish in one cell. Okay, how do we concatenate that? So we can copy 1 to 20 row, just for example, which consists of the complete first name. Then we can create a new 1 to 20 blank cell with the spaces. Okay, and then we can create a continuity of 1 to 20 with the last name. So let me give you example. Okay, say for example, let me start let me start Excel. Okay, and then it will be easy for you to understand. So the very first example I will show up, and rest I'll ask you to practice others, and practice the first one, and either you can practice now by taking few minutes, or you can practice by your own after the class. So I'm opening a new blank Excel sheet. Okay, and I'll try to do what? Find some dummy name. Okay, just give me a second. Let me try to find it from the internet. Okay, I have to Google it. Dummy names for example purpose. Okay, so it is still loading. I have just now Googled. So the response may come late. Yeah. So there is a name generator also. Let's see if we can generate a new name. So this is sometimes used for testing purpose, and Google gives us this kind of liberty, where first name and second name will be there. Okay, even if it doesn't, so let's do in this way. Say, for example, we have the serial number, and then we have F name. That is the first name. I hope you can see my screen and that to the Excel.
No, we
No,
can't.
no.
We can't see the.
Okay, let me
We'll still
restart.
see the
the
PowerPoint.
PPT is on still. Yeah.
Okay. Now can you see? Just now I
Now
have,
we can-
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
we can see.
so just now I have created one this table for where this is for number, this is for first name, this is for last name, and I am doing some research work about pulling the some names. Okay. Okay. So say for example, I'm not sure whether I can select the row. Yeah. Say for example, with spaces. So just for understanding purpose, we are combining two names and we will consider them as one name. I just wanted to combine only one name, but that's fine. How many names are there? So I'm just trying to paste it in the cells. All right. So you can consider this as a very first name. Let me number that. So these things you can use, that is autofill. Okay, this is complete the series 1 to 20. What I did, selected two cells and just hit enter. Okay, let's consider this as LM1. One and then LM2. And I now start these all to, I want these all to end with the number, and we have the number. Okay, so what I am going to do is that the first name column and second name column, I need to combine them, but that has to be combined with space. What I am going to do is that I will select this and shift here, that I can do. Otherwise, without doing so, the simple thing is this, that I'll create space over here. Okay, so how do I do that? Single inverted comma, space, and enter. Okay, so it has been taken. Now I am going to repeat this in every single cell. It has been done. Now here what I am going to do is that I'm putting the formula. Okay, formula to join it. Okay, so here we go. We are starting with the formula. Okay, so formula name is concatenate. Okay, are you able to see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what all we need to concatenate? The first name.
Last name.
Yeah, but we also need between first name and
Space.
last name space.
Space.
So after first name, I selected this cell, the
Yes.
D,
Space. D.
D, D2, that is the space. And then I need to bring the last name. Okay. So my first row is ready. Okay. The first row is ready, and it gives us over here in the formula, but in reality, it shows what? The concatenated output, right? So I need to copy this formula in every single cell. So every single subsequent cell in the E column. So what I can do, when I put it, when I double click on this crosshair in the cell that you see as a plus icon, can you see that
Yes.
crosshair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I double click, if copy all the formula in every single cell in this column, okay, and it will be filled with the formula. So actually what you see here is output, but it has been filled with formula only, and that's why that's the reason you can see the output. Now here what I need to do is that I need to copy the complete name. So I'll just mark it as a full name. So when you will copy this, simply copy and paste, what you're going to get? The formula. So I have just now copied here, but I need not to paste directly. I have done Control C, but I need not to do Control V. What do I need to do? To paste all the name. When you will do Control V, you will only find the formula. You will not find the output.
Data.
Yeah, you will not find only the data. So to just get only the data, what you can do is that you can right click over here. Okay, like I have done just now, right click, and then go to paste spatial and choose this one. What you're going to choose? You are going to choose only values. So you will find only values. Here you see the formula has been taken. Here you see whatever you have copied with the formula, it will come. In paste spatial, you will be able to copy the formatting. As a business analyst, you should know these basic things. Okay. This will just transpose it. Transpose means what you are pasting in a row. It will come as a column. But why you are able to see, sorry, what you are going to paste as a column, it will come in row. So it will just simply transposes whatever is vertical, that it will translate into horizontal. But why you are able to see reference? Because still it is copying the formula, and the formula, it has been copied. So formula is about the subsequent cell, and those formula is not applicable at G column, H column, and I column. Are you with me so far? So
Yeah.
let's understand this. When we do this, what happens? So what is happening when we did, it has copied reference, okay, and then F1 column, and then again reference. There is no reference point over here. Okay, so because here the main thing is that B2, D2, C2, and the same format, it has been copied in this cell, because we had copied it followed B3, D3, C3, and then E3, then B4, C4, D4, and it continued to the last cell, last column. But here when you will copy that, so it is not getting the B cell further, right? And because it is not getting the B cell further, it came up with the reference point. Okay, now it is just telling that I need to enter everything in the F1. It will continue to follow if it goes down NF. But again, when it will go to next cell, it will find it is referring to its G1 column. Okay, then H1 column. And then again, for the reference, the last reference, it is trying to search for what? It is trying to search for further D column. So again, D column is not available in the, it's not available in the F row. Okay. See, the first row is referring to the B column. I'm coming back over here. B column, D column, and C column. The complete game is in these columns, B, C, and D. However, when you copy these column over here, you cannot find, the data in the F column, G column, and H column available, because F column itself is getting copied from me. So there is a no point. You cannot copy it anything anywhere. Okay, and that's the reason where there is no reference, there is no data, it will give you as a reference. So wherever any formula is copied and it is giving you this just a reference, understand there is some error in the formula, and that is the reason it is showing the reference. Okay, the formula has put up in a incorrect manner. I'm just doing a control Z, and after doing so, now again I have just stopped copying in a transpose manner. So I just now showed you what doesn't work. Okay, so I was asking you to do a spatial paste and choose what? Choose the values and then source of formatting. Okay, this is only for values and number formatting, and this is only for values. You see here, paste values. Can you see? Paste and then paste values and other paste option. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So from here, you have to always choose paste values, inside paste values, value, and now you have only the value. Okay, the formula has not come up. And this is very important for you as a business analyst to know. Sometime we create a output based on the formula, but we need value. And then you try to, utilize those pasted item try to refer that for something else. What happens is get into the formula only. And just to avoid that formula should not be referred or should not be accepted, you need to paste the copied output, or you need to space those output as a value in some cells or column or rows. Are you with me so far? The importance of pasting the values in new row or column. Have you got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any way to repeat from the beginning?
Yeah. So see, the thing is what? It's a very simple. We have 2-3 rows or column, and we apply some formula to join them, concatenate them, and to pivot them. So when what happens, we have output in some cell. Okay. Then what happens if we are copying that output somewhere else? Always what is going to happen if we try to reapply a new reference or new formula. Okay, say for example, now I need to identify something. Say for example, it has got let me think in a different way, but understand. Say for example, I have a new thing now. Say for example, it has got address as well. Okay, it has another column which has got hyphen. Okay, so add, and then not add, say for example, join has been given. What I can do, say for example, hyphen address. Okay, hyphen address. So there are two methods. So hyphen is like this. Okay. So everywhere hyphen has to go. Now I have tried pulling up everywhere, and everywhere this hyphen is there. And say for example, I have put now address. Okay. Address 1 and address 2. All right. So what I want now, I want this address should go with only first name. Okay. So compiling here, I'm going to compile. Now, here again, I need to apply some formula. Say, for example, I'm trying to concatenate only. Okay. Concatenate. So I'm going to concatenate what? So I have to just pick the first name. So, and then address 1. So what I'll do, if I'll think, okay, I have this complete name over here, and in the complete name, I need to remove few column, and then I need to add. I think I am audible to you. Yeah. Okay, what I said, let me repeat that. I said that what I thought, I need to compile what F column. Actually, I wanted the B column as well as H column as well as address column, that is I column. Are you with me so far? Hello? Give me some yeses, guys, if you can hear me still. Okay. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I think there was some internet issue. So I was asking you guys to respond me. So what I was telling, so here I'm trying to compile 3 columns. One is first name, another is hyphen, and another is address. Okay. So what I thought, when I will capture this F name or the full name, I can remove the column E, D, and C from there. But you see here, it did not give me that F column with the reference of D, C, and B. Okay. So did you identify this? Here, it did not give me the reference of B, C, D column. Did you identify this? It has just given me F2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
However, when you will see here, when you will choose here, you will again get the E2, but you will not get the result. Let me do that for you. So we will do two things. First time we will select this. Okay. We will select this.
Can you go backwards?
Yeah. First time I have selected E2, then H, and then I.
I too.
Yeah. I2. You are right. Okay. It gave me still the result. Okay. But it is giving me the formula. What is going to happen? It has given me the complete name. I did not wanted that. I did not want it. I just need first name. Let's see what happens. So I have just copied it. What I'm going to do is that I'm copying it and going to the new sheet and try to copy over there. What did it give it to you? Did it give you result? No.
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 Why? Because it is trying to identify that because I have pasted the formula only. That's why it did not give me the result. Now
Mhm.
let's do another thing. Okay. So in that, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to copy the formula. I am going to copy the output only. That is F. Okay. Still, it will give some of the reference. Okay. So still it has the copy, and here I am just telling it output, and I'm just copying this compiling part, Control C, and I'm going to paste it as a value. Okay, the value is this. Okay, it has been copied now. Now I'm going to copy this complete column K and going in a new sheet because I have copied their value. When I'll copy it, I'll get the value. Why did not give me the error, the reference? Because I have just copied the value. I did not copy the entire formula, and it has got only the value. However, it has got the formula. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Yes. So what I could
Yes.
have done, because I needed what I needed, I did not need the F2 column. I could have make it just B2 from here, B2, and it gave me the first name and then hyphen and then address 123. Okay, and then it gave me the values accordingly. Okay, so let me copy it again once again. So I have copied the formula. Now I need to copy the value. So I have copied the value and I have just overridden it. So I have the first name and I have the address. Okay, first name and what B column and I column, B column, H column, and I column I have. So you can see here B column, H column, and I column, and here the output of it. So even if you will copy this and try to paste it here, okay, you will get the error because it has just pasted the formula. However, if you'll copy this, you will identify what the only output, the values. Okay. Another way is that in case you have copied the formula one and you want only the value, just go ahead, right click and paste the value. Simple thing. I hope you might be knowing this all, but I just thought that few basic things as a business analyst you should know. So I thought I'll just let you know. Okay, are we good with this? you can practice it if it is for first time. Just put some
Okay.
formula and try to paste it. You will come to know the importance of it, because what happens, as a business analyst, you need to place something in Excel. Okay, so you should know the basics at least. So there are more formulas, to name a few. One is the count formula, that it gives and identifies whether cell is empty or not. So for that, count A is there. Then to identify the length, so it is LEN is there, which quickly provides the number of characters in the given cell. Then days, network days, sum if, today, average if, VLOOKUP, find and search, these things are there. So try to learn the basic formula. To know few, these are the basic ones. Okay, I gave you just now concatenate because it was at the top. Okay, so are we good? So now we understood that there is a formula always
Yes.
in Excel, and we can use it, and we can
Yes.
explore new formulas as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need to get to know more complex one. At least you should know the easy one. Say another easy one, you were just now telling that you know that, and these are the numbers. So year, say age of the house. Okay, age of house. Say for example, it is 15, and it belongs to these people. 15, 40, 12, 11, 1, 3, and so on. So what I did, let me see that how it does copy. It doesn't copy. So I need to just a total age of the house still from 1 to 4. So I need to understand. So how you can do is that you can auto sum it by using this. Can you see my mouse pointer?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
this is one formula. So it just comes, sum formula is there, sum, and then starting of the cell and the end of the cell, and then hit the enter and you find the total. So these are the small formula you should know. One of them was concatenate, a few are the length. You need to know sometime that how you can and what you can utilize. Are we good now? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Need
Thank
practice.
Yes.
Yeah, need practice. You need to practice. So at least a few things which are new, that needs practice. Few things which are old and long time ago you have done, even you can practice that. So yeah, so this was the few hacks I wanted you to know as a business analyst that could be useful. So here you see a table where you see an Excel sheet, and this Excel sheet has the various sheets. One is, the name of the sheet is start, another is the flash fill, another is quick analysis, another one is one click forecasting, another is um
Grouping.
time
Grouping.
gripping. I don't
Grouping.
know.
It's
Yeah,
called
Grouping.
grouping.
time grouping, new charts. So these are the things. So it is presenting you some data. In one data, various all those quarters are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, from different years of 13, 12, 11, 10, and 9, and it is giving you the sum of the airport passenger, how much in quarter 1 of 2013 in one city it was. So it has given you the numbers of total airports quarter wise in a subsequent year from 2009 to 2013. And this data has tried to be pivoted and tried to be presented in one chart, and this data has been captured in one chart from uh, 5, 6 different sheets. Okay, 5, 7 different sheets. So say for example, here you see on the Excel, and on this cell, say for example, first name is given, and here date of admission is given. Just I'm giving you randomly the name. Okay, so I'm just giving you admission name 99, and then say for example, just for your ease purpose and our ease purpose, I'm just giving you different dates. Okay, I'm going 1 year ahead. and say for example, when I'll click on these all becomes 1 year ahead. Okay, so common date of admission is same, date will be same, year has varied. And say for example, I have taken their gender. Okay, so gender is M, F, 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 and M. Okay, so I want to repeat it. So let me see whether I can repeat this. Yeah, I have repeated it. So this is one presentation. Now let's understand these people are in some hostel. Okay, so I have another sheet. So its name is the name of candidate. Okay, I'm just randomly preparing. This is the name of candidate, and this is the name of rooms allotted. Okay, allotted. And in this room allotted, what do you find? In which year, how much room has been allotted to whom? Okay, year. Okay, total room allotted, total rooms. Okay, and what do you see here? Say for example 1999, and total room allotted to males. No, I don't want like this. I want total room allotted 30, then 2000, and the total room allotted was 10. See, I'm just randomly preparing these data. Okay, I'm just dragging it down. It has come to 2010, 40, and now I'm trying to drag this. Oh, okay, it has given us some random data. So what we can do, we can pivot these all things, right? We can pivot these all, the F name data for pivoting. What is there? So simple pivoting is we have to go over here and insert pivot. How many of us have worked on the pivot? So for pivoting, what you can do is that here you see pivot table. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can pivot on the new or the last one. Say for example, we need to know that how many female in which year got admission, or total how many female are there. Okay, like this, say for example. So we need to select the complete this thing sheet, and we can insert, go to insert and pivot table. Okay, so I have selected all the data. So from table range, it is still asking, it has been already selected, and I want to insert that pivot into new worksheet. So I may find over here. Now you can play over here and see how the data will vary. Okay, say for example, I'll go with the gender wise. Okay, so here you gender C completely. Okay, and now I have to give the count, say for example. Okay, so it gives us the total count. If you shift over here to row, so every single gender's count will come. If you give to the values, it gives the total count. However, the total number it gives. However, when you put it over here, it is giving the total count, but at the same time, if you want to also capture the first name, it will give you in this column. If you want to put over here, it will give you all the male names in one column. So it has just captured the name of the male people, not the female. Okay, how? Not the F data. So
But where did we apply that criteria?
okay, we have not applied, just wait. So it has
Okay.
not given. Let me go and see how many total count are over here. Okay, so it has pulled all the count, the 73 count. Okay, we will come over here and we will try to, it is actually pulling all the data, but we don't want that all the data, right?
Yeah, right.
We need to apply some sorting technique, but this is one method through which you can apply that. Okay. So say for example, we will go back over here and we have this MNF. So sheet 3, here you may come. So anytime when you have, say for example, worked upon it, right? When you work upon it, and so it gives you over here on gender the multiple option. You can select one. Okay. And when you select from here, you get only few numbers. Can you see here? The
Yeah.
34 has been selected. Now you can apply the filter over here. You can select F. So this is not the real use of pivot table. So
Right.
this is one example, because it does not have sufficient data. Okay. Sufficient data means when you can use pivot table, if you have bulky data, there it will be useful, right? It has very few data. In an NOC table, you find the first name, date of admission, and gender. Okay.
Gaurav, I would like to add
Yes,
here.
I was about to tell you. So
because
yes,
because
Prerna.
this is
Yes,
one of the most
most used.
frequently
Yeah.
used function, and this is one of my favorite because
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
as we majorly belong to IT and banking, we have a lot of huge data with respect to server IPs, machine configurations, audit reports, overall surveys. So try to imagine if you are a part of any big survey, or for example, just for simplicity's sake, I'll take an example of Guru School's, candidate details. Okay. So now imagine we have been giving trainings for a couple of years now. We have a huge in lakhs client candidate base, and they're all kind of geographically divided all over USA, Canada, and around the world, right? So what if tomorrow we want to see how many people enroll for BA Scrum, how many people enroll for project management or other technologies like Salesforce and development part. So for that kind of work, okay, to that kind of work, pivot tables are very handy. They're very easy, on selection of, say, candidate name, their city of residence, their educational background or their skill set. You will get everything in a very readable format. Imagine having 2,000, 3,000, or I'm just for simplicity sake, I'm giving in thousands, but there are a lot of data, and the readability is very missing. In many of our office reports, there are like around 50, 60 columns. So by the time you come to the last column, you already forget which were the earlier columns, and it is humanly impossible to remember all that. Or neither the entire data is important. Okay, some of the things, like I was mentioning, geographical location, your skill set, your name, all that things are important. So we will have pivot only on those, like how here Gaurav has on name and on a date of RDOA, all that. So similar way we can have on date of birth and location and background and all that stuff. I just gave this example
Yeah.
for association purpose. Same you can do for your kids, school or college, data. They have many students, many subjects. So just try to correlate. So tomorrow you're working in an organization and you have a huge data, and you're asked to present. Like if you have been asked, okay, so how much of the cells we are doing in one of the states in US, right? So you have the entire state list, you have the entire I would say state-wise data. So then you can actually have a pivot stating, okay, each state, we have this amount of data. So this is very handy. Right now, at the first go, you might find this little different because you might not have seen it, but this is a very fun activity, and this is just an introduction. In upcoming events, also upcoming sessions, also we will when time and comes, we will elaborate again. But right now, just try to play around with pivot tables. It's very
Yeah.
fun to play around with. You can actually drag down other columns, you can create a filter, you can have the look and feel different. So it's really fun and element unless you properly learn it. So right now, just clear your concepts, basics properly. Gaurav is doing fabulous job in that. He's really explaining quite well. The only thing I intervene, because this is very close to my heart, because I think on daily basis I create pivot tables, because we have to share for presentations for readability purpose, and it's a very good tool, that it's a very good advantage Excel gives you. So along with the all the, I would say, formulas which Gaurav was teaching and explaining, this is also a very good to know concept to play with huge number of data. Yes, Gaurav, that's it from my side. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Prerna, for explaining in this way. So yeah, recently, if you see that I added location, and 4 location are Pune, New York, Boston, Delhi. Okay, so how it will be helpful? So say for example, we'll have to create this once again. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so I will delete this. Wait a second. I even need not to delete it. So one more table it has showing over here. Okay, so yes, I just said yes, and it is trying to pull it up, this new table. Okay, let's wait till it brings. So what next we are going to do once it pulls up? So we are
Can
going
you,
to, yes,
I'm
someone
sorry.
has.
I'm sorry. Can you just quickly show how did you go to pivot table? Phil?
Okay, let's delete this one. Okay, let's delete this one. I have deleted this one. What I did, I initially selected the entire page. I went to
Right.
insert, and then I clicked on pivot table, and then
Oh, okay.
where
Okay.
it was asking for the table range,
Okay.
because of
Right.
the pre-selected, it has already given, it has selected all the table. Now it is
Okay.
giving me an option for new worksheet and existing worksheet. Now remember, I have a new recent column added, that is of location. It will include that as well. Okay, so it
Okay.
has given me this pivot. What I want location wise gender. Okay, so it is giving me location, and it will give me gender as well. So I want where at different location. Okay, so location, gender, say for example, I want here. Okay, so it is giving me total data. So yeah, so here it is giving me and I also want count. So from where I can fetch the count? So this is the count. I want the count over here in the values. It has given me now. Okay, so here the count has gone over here in the values. Okay, and so what the how it has presented the count in the Boston, in the first column, first name, how much total male it was showing. Okay, so I know that the count is not correct, but still, so let's understand how it is bringing the count. So there is some correction requires to be done. So say for example, let's go over here. It is not giving me the count over here. It does not give me the proper count. um, mm, so I can play with it. Okay, so yeah, now it is giving me the count. It won't. Yes. Okay, so it is giving me the total count of male, female in Boston, Delhi, New York, and Pune. Now, if I want gender wise, we can select from here. Only for female, I can just apply from here. It is giving different count. For male, it will give us the different count. But now we can also do is that we can include the gender in this table itself. Now in front of each column, it is giving me a different count. That for female, how many people are there in Boston, are from Delhi, from NYC, and from Pune. The same will happen for male and Same thing is for male and same thing is for female. So it will keep on vary. You can play with this. Okay, you can bring the different number, you can bring the new row, and you can try to represent in the pivot style, and later you can create a chart basis on this. Are you with me so far? So this is this is an attempt to showcase you that how you can summarize few data in one table. Okay, so for that, pivot gives you the strength to do so. Are you with me so far? Like I was just now playing over here and trying to create a summarized table for you. In the similar manner, you can go and hang around it and try to bring a new summary of a new table for your own self and continue to become the master on it. With me so far? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You see, there is a pivot chart option on the right side.
Yeah. Wait a second. So
Right.
you
On the right side, pivot chart. All the way to the right.
yeah, you're talking
Yeah.
about this, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
Would it give us a chart?
yeah, so it will give you the graphical representation. You can choose
Oh.
anything. You can
Oh, wow. Okay.
define as x-axis, y-axis. You can go advanced. You can select the different type of the chart, and you can try to include it. So that liberty you will have. So that you can do. So we are not getting into detail of this. You can simply play when you especially want to learn Excel. So I would recommend, yes, you should understand Excel in detail as much as possible. But yeah, to analyze data, analytics is good, and few formula you need to know. So few formula we have just now seen so far are these. So if you'll get into the details of it, you need to also understand this formula has to be represented in front of the stakeholder. So stakeholder are who? So these people what you see over here are the stakeholders. As Prerna say, whoever has got the interest in the project as the stakeholder. Sometime we need to consider government as well as sponsors also as a part of stakeholders. So not much information, but few information we definitely want you to know. And we have very few slides left. I think, Prerna, do you want to take them?
Yes, yes, for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Please go and sip some water. You were in the flow, so I didn't
Sorry.
disturb
No
you.
worries.
I feel
I'm
very lucky.
sipping up. Don't worry.
Yes. So again, one of the very important as well as used and I would say easy to understand as well as as well as very important for all of you to know this term is that is a stakeholder, and I'm pretty sure we have used this word many times in the earlier sessions, and whenever we are talking, we use this terminology like whoever is a stakeholder is responsible, and we have to communicate with the stakeholder. And every time stakeholder, this word keeps coming. And the simplest explanation that we have suggested was anybody and everybody who has the stake or who holds the stake in your project or in your work is your stakeholder. Now, this is the simplest form of explaining the word, but here we will go in little detail. So I'll request, I would say, Suchana to read out first two lines for us.
Who is a stakeholder? A
Right.
stakeholder has a vested interest in a company and can either affect or be affected by business operations and performance.
Okay.
Stakeholders are those who directly impacted by the project and those who may be indirectly affected. Examples of directly impacted stakeholders are the project team members or a customer who the project is being done for.
Okay,
Typical,
just hold on. Just hold
yeah.
on. Just hold on. Yeah. Yeah. So typical stakeholders are, I want all of you to read it one, starting from Mike. Mike, the first one is,
Investors, sponsors.
okay. What about Nadeem?
Employees,
Perfect. Radha?
Customers,
customers, perfect. Then we have Suchana,
Suppliers,
okay. Then we have Archita.
Communities.
And Benson?
Governments,
No, the last one, trade associations.
trade associations, yeah.
Okay. Now, all of you remember which name you have read. Now, starting with the same order, starting with Mike, can you please tell me uh, what is the role of just any thought, whatever you feel from that word, what would be the association or what the stakeholder does or what is his interest are in the project. So, Mike, my direct question to you is, being an investor sponsorer, what would be your interest or why you have the stake in the project? Just any answer that comes to your mind. There is no judgment. It's just like, I want to know what is going on in your mind. Yes.
To make profit.
Absolutely right. You are one of the superb sponsors or investor everybody should have. Yes. No, it's absolutely right. See, we are not in charity. We are not in collaboration for any other purpose. In business, the prime motive or prime objective is profit. Along with that, yes, socioeconomic development and helping everything that comes after that once you earn profit. So 10 on 10, Mike, absolutely, as an investor, as a sponsorer, your stake in the business is for profits, right? So this is your aim and this is what is you're trying to achieve. Okay, great. So Nadeem,
Thanks.
as employees, what do you feel?
Well, for the employees, what would be important would be the.
Sorry, your voice is a little low. Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, absolutely clear.
Okay. As an employee, I would see how well we can use the software.
Okay, how well we can use the software as well as how well we can deliver, so that is ultimately your performance is being valued as per that project delivery, and that how your value increases, and ultimately how good appraisal and how good position you get in the company. Okay, it's all linked. Why we work in an organization and why we try to work well, because definitely we want to ensure that we are valuable and we are delivering and we are value to the company, and it's all linked, and that ultimately results in how the projects are delivered. We normally hear in companies or in budget session they say that we haven't had profit, so that will have an I would say uh, that will have an impact on the overall appraisals or overall. So this is how that's actually a tactic. Generally, companies do have decent funds, but then how they show, if the company is not earning well, definitely they will not, be able to impart that part of the profit to employees. So same way, as an employee, your performance is directly linked with the project's performance. Okay, that's a delivery. Great. So who was the third one? Who read customers? Radha, right?
yes.
Yeah. So Radha, as a customer, what do you think your interest is in a project, or what is your intentions with respect to a project? What are your expectations? What do you feel?
As a customer, I will check the product quality.
Okay, right. And you want whatever you had asked for. Okay, you looking for all the features, all the functionality, everything you had asked for.
Functionality, quality, and
Perfect. Very nice words. Very nice words. Quality and delivery. Very nice. Yeah. So obviously, because you're paying for it, like I remember, and I'm guilty of still doing that. When you go to an ice cream parlor, right? When you go to any ice cream parlor, no matter the age, and when you go for a cone or a cornetto, right? And they have that ice cream scoop. So I remember as a kid, and even now when I go with my husband, and if they have a scoop, the other person's scoop is bigger than your ice cream scoop. You feel like my ice cream is less. I mean, yeah, it's a very human tendency. It goes anywhere, everywhere, but more closely with ice cream. So why I was saying is, as a customer, if you want something and you're paying for it, okay, you're not getting it for free. You're paying proper funds for it. You're investing in it. Then yes, you want the best outcome. Okay. And this is true for everything. Even if you go to an ice cream parlor, or even if you go to a grooming salon, even if you go to a restaurant, where it's valued at value for money. I'm not talking about 5 stars where they'll give you one piece of coriander and charge you in dollars. But yeah, any place, any other place where you know that you will get value for money when you're buying furniture, when you're investing everywhere. So as a customer, this is your outlook has to be, and it is uh, perfectly on point. Thank you, Radha.
You're
So next
welcome.
we have Suchana. Suchana, you had said communities, right? Yeah. So
No,
what do you think? I know it's little off, but
supplier,
still communities are associated. Yeah, tell me.
There is a one thing missed in the middle.
suppliers. I said
Okay,
suppliers.
suppliers. I'm so sorry. Yeah, suppliers. Yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah. So suppliers, how they are associated and why
Uh,
they are the stakeholders. Yeah.
yes, they provide raw materials to create the
Right.
product.
Right, right. So
And
imagine in an IT company, and this question is open for all, okay? In an IT company, what do you guys feel? Who are the suppliers? I mean, what kind of supplies IT company need in terms of raw material or other? What do you feel? Suppliers, yeah. Just think openly.
Hardware,
Great. Yes, definitely. It's a major supplier. Hardware includes all
hardware,
the machinery. Great. Thank you, Mike.
hardware, software.
Software, yes, yes. Give
The
others
whole.
also opportunity. I want them
Okay.
also
Sure.
to talk.
Sure.
Please. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. So Mike has given very good two inputs, hardware and software that covers majority, but we still have a lot. Yeah. Yeah, Nadine.
That's internet services providers.
Perfect. Perfect. Internet,
Mhm.
internet, electricity, even with
Yep.
that, any other. Yeah. Great
Yep.
girls. Please come. Come in the front. Yes. We have more. I think I should give you some hint. It
Oh,
also
the
has
company
the word
space
net
also.
in it. Uh-huh.
Company space also. Like
Yes. Wow. Who was it? Suchana.
no,
Suchana, was it?
Archita.
Archita. Awesome. Yeah. So many a times what happens, majorly companies buy places on rent, huge office spaces on rent instead of having their own buildings at many places. So yes, that. Yes, with the word, yeah. Radha, Benson, and Suchana, you want to add anything?
Suppliers comes I mean under the laptops or
Yeah,
desktops
that we
or
covered in hardware and software.
oh
Yes.
okay, yeah, yes.
And it
Virtual
may be
system.
include like for the employees buses also it comes
Wow,
like
I really
people
like
use
where you're thinking. Absolutely, transport. Yes,
transporting.
that's one of the very big supplier that can be within of office or door to door pickup and drop. Yes, Benson, I'll give you a superb hint. It's from the industry that you were earlier heavily involved. That industry is also one of the biggest supplier. Tell me what it is now.
I mean, it's food and food industry.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I have a very I shouldn't say, but I have a very sublime rule. That the organization where you go every day to work should have a decent canteen. Okay, because in cases when you're not carrying your tiffin, and when you're working for long hours, you should have this food. So try to imagine. Now this is a very vast list of suppliers with respect to our project, with respect to delivery. We will consider few of them because for example, hardware, software, and one very important one supplier that you all kind of miss, which I wanted to highlight, is vendors or other companies who provide their employees as outsourced employees as a supply. Okay, for example, imagine if we all have to bake a cheesecake. I'm sorry I'm giving this example because I'm really uh, feeling for many days to have a cheesecake. So imagine if we want to bake a cheesecake and we do not know how to bake a cheesecake, but we have all the ingredients. So what we do, we will ask Gaurav to if he knows any a friend of his or any other person he knows who can bake a cake, and he will bring in that person. So Gaurav, being a team member, is taking bringing in one of the a supply from outside. So this is what happens with big companies, say IBM, Google, or Accenture, or TCS, you name it. What they do many a times when they do not have that particular skill set, they hire it on temporary basis, on contract basis, or on project basis, and employ from other companies. Okay, these companies are called as vendor companies, and they give their resources. And a very good example of that is Guru Schools, because right now all of you guys are getting all that training, training experience, project experience, and tomorrow you'll work in a company where they need resources like you. You'll be on contract, you'll be on permanent payroll, you'll be on project basis. The opportunities are vast. Okay, so this is how the supplier part works. Now, I'll just give a brief about communities and government and trade associations. Communities, where I was saying, along with making profits as a business, as a responsibility towards a society or deprived, level or state of people, we have to help them out. We have to reach them out. The biggest example and the awesome example is Tata. You know that TCS Tata Group really is heavily into helping community worldwide, I would say. Even Microsoft does that, even Google does that, so all that, or also for community setup, creating good community halls, helping people in need. So all that a company does keep a fair share, I would call it, for that investment. And government and trade associations, so many a times your nation's army or your other scientist inventions and all that uh, might have interest in your project. There can be some project related to defense and security and research, and space related projects. So all that, so in that case, government, or if you're working for any government banks, right? Like in India, and SBI, for US, it's Bank of America. So yes, all that projects in that scenario, these are the stakeholders. And finally, the trade associations. So yes, these are the associations related to particular trade. Like you can have for finance, you can have for IT, you can have for e-commerce, anything and everything. So the point of mentioning all these stakeholders are that you are never alone. Okay, in good way, that all the actions, all the response, and entire outcome of the delivery is associated with all these people. And that is why when we deliver a project, all these people are involved. For the sake of IT point of view, we'll focus more on employees, vendors, hardware, software, networking. I was asking for one answer, that was networking. You all said internet and electricity and hardware, software, right? But how will you do that without networking? Networking, as in, you'll actually have to, your internet has to work on your machine, and your boss's machine, if he is located at a different location geographically, if your team is working in other countries, other Asian countries or European countries. So for all that, networking is important, very important. So imagine, all these people are stakeholders. Okay, anybody has any doubts, they felt that they need more explanation, or they are feeling confident about this I know this topic, or this I would say function on now? How you feel? Like, are you clear about who are the stakeholders in your business or in your project?
Yes.
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 Yes, good.
Yes.
Everybody can relate to this. So even
Mhm.
when you're having any project at home, who are your stakeholders? Your family member, your carpenter, or anybody who's working for you. So these are your stakeholders, right? Okay,
Mhm.
thank you so
Right.
much. Gaurav. Would you like to add something here, or we can go to the next slide?
Yeah, so we'll move to the next slide, and here you see the stakeholder management. How does it work? Starting from identifying the stakeholder and then
Yes.
documenting their needs,
Yes,
analyzing.
it's actually kind of easy because everybody have understood. So I just request everyone to read 111 with the same sequence. Mike, Nadeem, and just start. One is identify. Yeah, Mike.
Identify stakeholders.
Yeah, that means we
Documents
have to
needs.
know. Yeah, one second. That I'm just explaining right away. That
Okay.
means we have to know who is our stakeholder. So when I say with respect to IT industry, we'll focus more on software and hardware and networking, electricity, whereas others are also stakeholders, which we mentioned, like transport and hotel industry and everything, housekeeping. But then from profit point of view, yes, these are our stakeholders. Yeah, Nadeem. Second is
Document needs. Document
absolutely.
needs.
Absolutely. Document needs means, this is actually a scientific phenomena, and it's proved that whenever we write something, not type, we write something with your own hands in your handwriting, it gets really very well retained in your memory. And though we don't write with pen nowadays, but we document all the requirements, all the needs, because in tomorrow's in future discussions, we should know what was asked, and how we started working on this. So yes, what are the stakeholders needs, those have to be documented. Yeah, Radha, the next line.
Analyze their influence interest.
Yes, so it's not only important to document, we should also know, for example, it's like if we are taking an example of research person, just see, I like to give these broader examples, because then the sky is limit for your understanding and for your imagination. Okay, so that's why, because specific examples are very tedious in our office. It's like we have 1 hour discussion for one point, which is really, at times I feel it's in a way such a waste of time. I'm sorry I'm saying this, but then when we have these good examples, when you can think in every direction, it's really helpful for your own brain to articulate things and understand better. So I'm coming back to this example of, say, aero space ships, like nowadays Elon Musk is talking about going to, or he is working for going on Mars and stuff. So imagine in that, what is the interest? So he wants to fly and stay in, and I would say on Mars. So that is his interest. So all the scientists, all his teams, all his investors are working on that. That's a very interesting and very recent or live example. That's why I'm giving. So we should know what is your client's interest. Your client interest can be having a look-alike website as Facebook. Your client interest can be to create a website for charity. Your client interest can be to document all the information of Hollywood, Bollywood, or world-renowned actors. It can be anything and everything. The project can be about anything, but you should know what is their interest, what is their priorities, and that way you can deliver. Okay, so they'll tell you, I want to have this functionality first, I'll have to have. So we have to be very respectful and very keen on delivering as per their requirement. Okay, then Suchana, the next point, please.
Manage stakeholders' expectations.
Yes. So when we have documented and when we know what are their expectation, what is the next point? We should give priority, we should honor, we should respect, and we should deliver accordingly. So manage stakeholders' expectation means we have to deliver as per their requirements. Now it's a very important point which I always highlight here is, in my words, I say that the clients at times ask for the stars and the moons. Okay, as in they do not know the technical difficulties we face, or they do not know what are the limitations we have technically, technologically, or budget wise. So they might give you $10 and they can ask you things that might cost $1,000 or million, because they do not know. At times things look very easy and very simple, but then they really cost you a lot. I'll give you a real life example which I had faced. Everybody must have seen the stock market trends, how the diagram goes upwards and downwards, right? And therein, on each point you have a reading, what is the price, which stock is there. Just an example, just try to visualize, or any graph for that matter. Okay, so what happened in one of my financial client, it was a mutual fund client. We were working on a website, and in the presentation, some picture was shown that this kind of graphs will be provided, and which was fine. And when the actual development part came, I was working as a technical project manager that time. So what happened? They asked for particular details which were not a part of free graphs which we could develop for them. They were a part of Google Graphs, or Google services, where we had to pay to Google and take those services to implement. It was a customized thing. So what happens when the client asks for something like that? We have to tell them, first of all, If it falls within a budget, it's fine. But if it is out of budget, we have to tell them it is not with our budget. It will cost additional. Along with the cost, it will also cost you the time, or it will require a lot of more time to deliver. So your timelines will change. And this is a real life example. I have had multiple discussions slash arguments with the customer, with the client. At times arguments as in, you don't be disrespectful, you be firm on your point. Because see, ultimately, if you don't make profit, the project won't make sense to your organization. It's like you're doing charity to someone. So we have to be very firm on our ground, stating, yes, this functionality can be developed, but it is a paid functionality. We will require additional funds, and we will require additional timelines for it. So that is why manage stakeholder expectation means we have to study them, we have to deep dive into it, and ensure that whatever their ask is, it's practical to be delivered. Or it is, or if it is not, we have to straight away tell them that this is not possible, technically this is not possible within this timeline, this is not possible with this budget, and we'll have to work it around. So they might have to give more funds and timelines, or they might have to change or tweak some, or we can give them some alternate solutions. We have technical architect and entire team for that. So that's not an issue. Okay. So now who is remaining? I think Benson.
Archita.
Take
Okay,
action.
Archita? Anybody?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Take action was the next one.
Okay. So yes, take action is the simplest one to understand. Whatever we discuss, whatever we have confirmed, and whatever we have I would say decided along with the customer, along with our client, we have to work on it and deliver. And yes, Archita, last is?
Review and repeat.
Yes. So review and repeat is once you completed working on it, you deliver that to the customer and you review. See, review or introspection, and these are the very important qualities, to have as a person, as an organization, as a team, because it gives you the opportunity to understand what you did right or what you did wrong. So it gives you an opportunity to grow, to learn from your mistake, and then repeat what was the best of it and how you could do it a lot more better. Okay. So yes, this is in short stakeholder management. See, the moment you know who are your stakeholders, half the job is done. The next thing is managing. And in our entire life, we have always been managing things, people, situation, everything. So I think we are good on this. Anybody has any doubts, please,
Well, I have
yeah.
a question here. When we have so many different stakeholders, and
Mhm.
what if there is a conflict of interest, or if there is a
Yeah,
conflict
there
of,
is at times, no, there is at times. Like, for example, when your internal stakeholders, like your management, is very adamant on the timelines, okay, and your customer keeps adding the requirements or keep elaborating them, which is affecting the timelines, then what you do, like in any other scenario, you just sit together, you have meetings, you have discussions, detailed one, and then you have to talk it out, you have to sort it out. Because first of all, everything needs to be transparent. Okay, along with some free cookies, like some small functionalities, some look and feel things, you can definitely provide your customer, which are very easy, they don't cost any time. But if a customer is asking for some functionalities, or if they're asking, for example, if someone paid for a Facebook lookalike web application, and in that same funds they're asking for a Facebook app, similar app. So these are, you try to understand, these are two different jobs, or projects altogether. An app, you would need an Android or iPhone developer. They cost you again differently. They have different skill set, and for the testing you need those devices, the simulators, and those, all these things cost money, time, and resource and effort. So these things have to be discussed upon, have to talk through, and we all have to come to a conclusion before starting over. So yes,
okay,
Mike, very well, and very I would say uh, honest the situation and question you ask, but yes, and these do happen. So nothing is smooth, or nothing is like Hum Saath Saath Hai movie in any IT industry. Most of the
Mhm.
times things are very smooth. I'm being honest. But there are times when we come in, get into an argument and discussion, but then these are talked through and everything is streamlined, because ultimately we have to cater to the vendors and the clients, and we are here because of them, and they also need us. So it's a win-win situation for us to go hand in hand, and then to go in a very cooperative manner. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else? This answers your question, Mike?
It was
Yes,
nothing.
it does.
Sorry. Yeah.
It
Okay,
was
that was
me.
Nadeem. Yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry. I thought it was my, yeah, yeah. And
That's
Nadeem,
okay.
it answers, right? Because see,
Yes.
in every scenario, like in office, in your, with your neighbors, with your family members, yes. So I'll give you a very good example on a lighter note. Like how do you get along with your in-laws? Okay, so that's the common element is fine, because you also love your spouse, and their parent also love them. So that being the common interest, you get along so well. So in similar
Mhm.
way, in organizations also, delivery and the ask is a common way. Companies work for profit, and the vendor, the client work for their ask or their requirements. Yes. Anything else, or we can go to the next slide? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, thank you so much, Prerna. Yeah, so we will have a couple of slides remaining. So is it
Okay.
okay if I can take them through, Prerna?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We'll just
thank
run
you.
them through. They're good. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Prerna. So see, like we talk about the various management, and every management has got the skill. Few This stakeholder management, what we have been discussing, comes with 7 principles that you see here on the chart. Those you can just capture that, if from interview point of view, that someone asks you, tell me 7 principles of stakeholder management, you should be able to tell it. So just quickly to tell you what all these are: acknowledging, monitoring, listening, communicating, adopt, recognize, work, and avoid. Okay. Avoid what? Work what? So you will get to know when you will understand the skill, what all the skill you need to develop. So you can take a picture of this slide, by the way, to understand what all the 7 principles you should be knowing as a stakeholder manager. Okay. So avoid any kind of conflict and all. So uh, even in while communicating. So I hope you have taken the picture of this. So
Yes.
these are the basic kind of a soft skill. So then what are those skills? So the core skill, these become the principle what you need to abide by. Then what should be the skill? Again, communication is not only the principle here, it becomes the skill as well. So you need to know all the medium of the communication as well. You need to plan it well. The stakeholder management, you need to not only plan this management, but also you need to plan the expectation of a stakeholder. Then you need the leadership skill, negotiation skill, project management skill should be aided advantage. Then the needs assessment, this is a very strong and vital skill, I would say, that you can assess, you can coach, you can guide, mentor accordingly to the entire stakeholder team. And then ability to solving any problem will be the added value for this. So this is all about stakeholder management skill and about stakeholder. But here is the finest part, is that when you are communicating, when you are talking, when you are taking notes, when you are reviewing as well as a stakeholder management and repeating whatever is required, you have documented everything, you see that information is flowing, and that requires to be controlled well, right? Do you agree with me?
yes.
Yeah, so information flow has to be reviewed, it has to be captured, it has to be stored, it has to be backed up. So various things goes on while managing the information as well. So what is the cycle of those information? What is the how information is managed, how information is planned, how, what could be the life cycle of the information management? Those all things are there. So I think we have spent really good amount of time together. So in next session, what we are going to do, we will get into two things. One, information management, and second, as a business analyst, when you can manage information, you can manage requirement gathering, you can manage stakeholder, then you should be knowing few art and few processes of designing as well. Designing, when it comes, it means what? It means drafting or creating some drawing, some flow chart, some diagram, so that you can depict it well, you can design it well, you can denote it well, you can recommend it well. Are you with me so far, everyone? So you should be knowing how to develop any diagram and represent that. So that we are going to touch base in the next session. Two important thing, that is information management as well as diagram stuff. Okay, so we are good till now over here. Any question you have, guys?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right. So let me ask you, since because today we came a long way discussing about all in details about business analysis. Tell me one thing. Who was talking last? I think it was Nadeem. So Nadeem, what do you feel like saying? How did you find it today?
Well, today learning about stakeholders, their management and principles, and then also using Excel in a business analysis. So I need a lot of practice on that.
Yes.
But it was a really good session.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nadeem. Nadeem, call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Radha.
Radha, what do you feel like saying?
I mean, we learned today's in the session the importance of the Excel in the daily use as a business. I mean, as a business analyst, how can we use in their daily life, and the stakeholders skills and the stakeholders management.
Exactly. And how easy was it for you to process it? Everything? What did you learn?
Uh,
Could you process the things, whatever you learned today?
yeah, I could.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Radha. Call out someone's name on the screen.
Mike.
Mike. Yes, Mike. What do you feel like saying about today's session, sir?
Yeah, in general today, learning about Excel because I've been out of touch for a very, very long time. So I'll have to go over it and start practicing it. First time today, I learned about pivot table. Never heard of that word before, but I'll get to it. And also about the stakeholders, everything about the stakeholders today, basically.
Amazing. Thanks, Mike. I know that you will get on this on the pivot table. So yes, Mike, call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Archita?
Archita, what do you feel like saying? How are you feeling? Yes, Archita.
Yeah, yes. And today we learn about who will be stakeholder for the business and use of Excel in business analytics.
Yeah. And how do you feel? How are you feeling after learning this?
Yeah, actually, I need to explore Excel because there is the formula and all these things. So I was not aware of that. But yes, I will be do that.
Okay, so you are feeling like an explorer today. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Archita, call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Benson.
Benson, what do you feel like saying today?
It's
How
been
do you
a
feel
good
it?
session. I would say like very informative, but really need to practice all the tools that we basically for BA for business analysts to practice all the tools again and go over it again and again so that when we are actually on the roll, I would want to be full-fledged because this is how I want to be. So and we studied about stakeholder management, which was great as well, and what comprises of it. So I will go through the video again, but this is this was an informative session, I would say.
Yeah, thank you so much, Benson. Yes, you need to repeat it, listen it, follow the golden quadrant, please, and that brings to very, very smoothness. Yes, Benson, call out someone's name on the screen, please.
I think we. I mean, what was that? I think we're done. I think. Oh, Nadeem didn't speak.
Nadeem spoke first.
He spoke first. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, both of you. Go back to you guys.
I think Suchana is. Yeah, Suchana, you can call out Suchana.
Sorry, Suchna. What? Suchna, what's up?
Yeah, Suchana.
Yes.
What do you
So
think?
today we have learned about the Excel, how it works, and I really wants to explore more about the pivot table and how a business analyst use that one. And we learned about the stakeholder management and the stakeholders management skills.
Mhm.
So and their roles, and especially today for me I want to know more. I knew more about the stakeholders and their roles. It is really, it is very interesting things today we learned.
Wow, amazing. So great, Suchana. Thank you so much. Yes, Suchana, please pass your mic to someone from both of us.
Prerna.
Yes,
Yeah,
Prerna, what
thank
do
you,
you feel?
Suchana.
Yes.
So yes, altogether a superb session, starting with Excel, formulas, pivots, and then stakeholder management. All these things are very important and very interesting as well. So just a tip again, please revisit the videos, reach out to us in case you have need to discuss anything further. And that's it, a superb, interesting session for today. Thank you so much. Over to Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Yes, as you know, and you have committed and you mentioned and decoded that it requires to do some practice. Do practice, because practice is the key for get going, becoming the ready. And yes, how can you practice? You can repeat, go through the recorded session, and go hand in hand, pause the video, practice it, and then you see that your mastery is there. And also, if you want to learn something and become the master on it, you can learn the same thing at least thrice. If you want to learn the same thing in a day, just in 10 minutes, YouTube that I mean that go to YouTube and search that, learn the skill name, and in 10 minutes, and pick the shortest video, watch that out, and watch that out again after a break, and watch that out again after a break. Means watch out that 3 times, and you see that the level of confidence will get boosted. And when you repeat this thrice learning formula for a week, you will become the master. And how long you need to repeat? You need to just repeat for 10 minutes. To make it more shorter, you can watch that for in a 2x mode, and you will feel really pumped up with the confidence that what you have gained so far by learning some small technique, skill, or tool. So yes, this is what I just wanted to add, and with the message that repeat what you have learned. Thank you so much, and good night everyone. And yeah, you are doing amazing. Next we will learn how to complete a diagram. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night.